Cool. So I have, I'm in the middle of Dragonflight by Anne McCaffrey, and that book is kind of old and delicate given that it doesn't have a cover on it. And I want to go to the gym today, and I read books at the gym because the gym is my alone time. I put my little headphones in and I walk. I do a hot girl walk of some kind, or sit on a stationary bike, and I read my little book at the gym. So, in order to do that, I need a book to read. So I have books that I was in the middle of, and books that I was kind of trying to read and whatever. And like, I am just not feeling any of them at the moment. I'm kind of, I don't know, I don't have the finish everything that I read vibe. I definitely used to have that vibe in my life before now, but unfortunately I am at a point in my life where if something is boring and I don't want to do it, I don't. So, basically, we're here to choose the book I'm going to bring to the gym today. And what we're choosing from is actually the 3 books that I bought at Target yesterday when I lost all self-control and took advantage of a deal. They had a buy 2 get 1 free, and while I did not go to Target with buy books on the list of things that I needed from Target, I look at the book section anyway, because that's just an ingrained part of my personality. When I go to a store that carries books, I look at them just to see if there's anything interesting in there. And then there was a deal, and I fell susceptible to the deal, and I did indeed buy 3 books at Target yesterday. And I think I'm going to pick one of them to be my gym book at this point. So, the 3 that we have here, first and most importantly, well, I guess first and they're all at the same level of importance to me at this point because I haven't read them yet. A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. This is, like, I have read a lot of Ashley Poston's work. She did a bunch of YA books about, like, conventions that were, like, kind of fairy tale, like, kind of like contemporary fairy tale retellings about nerdy people who go to conventions, and I ate that up when I was a teenager, and now, I've read The Dead Romantics by her as well, which is another one of her adult love stories. I have not read The 7-Year Slip, which is a book that last year was on a lot of those, like, end of the year, like, I think it was one of the top Goodreads books in the romance category. So, people really liked it. People, like, loved The 7-Year Slip. I never read that one, but this one, A Novel Love Story, is about a main character who loves books, and her car breaks down, and she just so happens to break down in the setting of, like, her favorite novel series, and everything's a little too perfect. And also there's a guy there who's hot and not really part of the series that she knows of, and so then things go from there. And I think this kind of, like, I'm really drawn to these, like, meta, situations where it's kind of like, you accidentally find yourself in a story. A person who is self-aware of the tropes in a story is going through a story, and I think that's really interesting. So I'm hopeful that this, and it also feels a little bit like going back to Ashley Poston's roots with her, like, contemporary fairy tale convention girlies. So that's why I'm excited about this one. Secondarily, I got Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. And this one, right, is about 2 people who have a legendary collaboration that will launch them to stardom. Friends since childhood who create their first blockbuster together. I don't know if this is movies. I thought this was about video games. I thought this was 2 people who were making a video game together, but when it says their first blockbuster, maybe they're making a movie. I don't know. I've heard fantastic things about this book. I have heard everywhere that it is amazing and fantastic. And based purely on the cover, I did not think I was going to be interested in it, which is why you don't base things purely on the cover, but c'est la vie, I digress. I looked at, like, the first page of it, and I was like, yes, this has the level, like, the prose has amount of like literary weight at the beginning, like the opening lines, caught me, and I do love that. And it feels a little bit like it could slide into the category of things that feels a little like Erin Morgenstern's work, but without the kind of magic. It's not fantasy, definitely, but it could have the same, like, a similar prose style to that, potentially. This is all alleged. I haven't actually read this. I don't know how it works or if it's anywhere close to that, but that's part of the reason that I picked it up and want to try it, because it seems like it will have that literary kind of weight and vibe, and also at the same time be something that is fun, right? It has this kind of like, once again we see kind of this meta idea of I like stories about stories and stories about creating stories, and so this one hopefully will have some of that in it as well. Finally, and we're not escaping the accusation here that I have a type, okay? I acknowledge and fully agree that I have a type when it comes to stories and books that attract me at the bookstore. So the last one that I found is The Story Collection by Evie Woods, and this is one of those like historical fiction novels that has like a contemporary timeline and a timeline set in the past. And so there is 100 years ago a young farm girl helping an American visitor translate fairy stories from Irish to English, and then in the present day, our main character from New York goes to Ireland and starts unearthing dark secrets. And that's really all I know about this one. I know that it has this beautiful cover that I really enjoy, and that it has this like dual perspective historical type of thing going on, dark secrets and translating fairy stories from Irish to English. And all of those things speak to my soul. So I got it. And those are the three books. Those are the three books that I'm choosing between what to start next, because I think they're all very interesting and I want to read all of them deeply. Am I abandoning a bunch of other projects that I'm technically in the middle of reading, thought that I wanted to read next, other stuff that I have bought recently? Yes, I am. I'm abandoning all of those things in favor of these new things that I just bought. I have to believe that I'll return to them eventually, but we don't know. We shall see how these go at the gym and see if the one that I pick is the one that I like. And let's see. I guess what I think I'm going to do and choose is we are going to do a dice roll. I think that'll be fun. A little random dice roll to choose between these three. And I don't have a D3 because that's like an odd die, and I don't have that. So let me see. This is the die we're using. It's purple. It's beautiful. I got it this year, right, in a whole set. I didn't just get one die. I got like a whole set. They're beautiful. So it was a gift. It was a gift from a friend. 1, 2, and 3 are going to be the books in the order that I introduced them to you, and 4 is going to be the number for Andy. Read something that you already started or plan, like read something else. Don't just jump on the new shiny thing because it's new and shiny. So that's what we're doing. That's where we are. I'm going to roll this die and we are going to see what happens. Here it is. Da-da-da-da. Alright, if I zoom in from this angle, can we see what's on top? Okay, the gods are messing with me. That's so rude. Alright, we have to pick something else. A disaster, surely. I can't believe that my dice would do this to me in this trying time when I'm really excited about these new books that I just got, but I did roll a 4, so I have to pick something else. Cool. Okay, we picked some other things off the list and we're gonna roll the die again, but this time we picked 4 things and none of them are the new exciting things. So the new exciting things can stay new and exciting, but the gym book for today is going to be one of the old things that was already on my TBR, because that is what the fates demand. So, the things that I bought, or well, the things that I've chosen. Lynsay Sands, The Highlanders Return. This is a silly, funny romance novel. Lynsay Sands really runs the gamut for me, from the most ridiculous thing that I've ever read in my life to, this was actually quite serious and, like, entertaining to me, and, like, a relationship I could root for. Fascinating. So, like, truly runs the gamut, which has put her at the top of my list for experimentation and fun, because I love not knowing going in whether something is going to be the funniest and most comedic relationship that I have truly ever read in my life versus a relationship that I can actually seriously root for in a situation that seems truly dire to the characters involved. So the next one that I have come across at the Walgreens is The Highlanders Return. Donna Tartt, The Secret History. Yes, I do indeed love a good dark academia story. This is one of the classic dark academia stories, and yet I have yet to read it. I have not read it yet, so it's on the list. It's a possibility. It's supposedly quite good, according to all of the sources that I have ever had on it, so. The Missing of Claire de Lune. This is book 2 of the Mirror Visitor series. I really liked the first one, but there is a vibe to this that I struggle with. There is a little bit of a vibe that I go, ooh, less interested than I could be. I don't know how to explain it, so I don't necessarily want to try to explain it poorly in this moment right now, but there's something about the way that the kind of divine disregard is a constant presence in this book. This kind of divine sense of disregard for the main character. And that does indeed put her in situations, but for the most part, I don't necessarily love that kind of overtone of uncaring, like, cruelty that the characters around the main character kind of have for her. Yeah, there's something about that just doesn't, like, super vibe with my emotions. But if the gods say continue on with this book, I will bring it to the gym with me. And finally, another one that I'm actually in the middle of, Long Live Evil. I did start this one a couple of weeks ago. I made it like 60 pages in. This one seems cool. I've been on my search for more fun, campy villain stories, because I read Dreadful by Caitlin Rezakas earlier this year, and my goodness, was that a fun, silly romp of a camp villain story. It's about a villain who gets amnesia and doesn't remember, like, what his villainous plan even is, why he's a villain to begin with. Like, he doesn't remember anything about that, or, like, what he was even trying to do with his villainous plans. So he's, like, faking it till he makes it villain style, and it was just really beautiful and wholesome and a fun read, and I loved it. And I've been searching for that feeling again in another book of a similar style. I have yet to find it. Long Live Evil seems like it could be heading in that direction, but because of, like, kind of the premise plot of the book, so far the main character has yet to make, we're 60 pages in, and the main character has yet to make, like, a genuine true connection with any of the characters in the story. She is really, in a lot of ways, everything feels a little too blasé and a little too light for me. I need people to be taking things a little bit more seriously. But, again, if the gym gods say that this is the option, that's what we're taking to the gym. We shall see. Now, we will do the second dice roll. Okay, welcome back to my floor where I will be rolling this die. Please do not fail me this time. Pick something that I will enjoy at the gym. Thank you. Alright, let's zoom in. 2! The second one that I said is The Secret History, and I have heard nothing but good things about that, so hopefully that'll be fun. So the gym book for the day is indeed The Secret History by Donna Tartt. We're gonna have, we're gonna get the musical vibes going. We're gonna bring our headphones and we're going to take a walk on a treadmill while reading this book and see how actually dark academia we can get ourselves into the zone for, and see how cool that is going to be. And then we will come back to the other books that we are in the middle of and the other books we just got that we're so excited about later. Thank you for hanging out with me while I picked the next book that I was going to bring with me to the gym. I hope you have a good day. Bye!